What's next? See, that's one of them zingers that I was telling you about. But I'm going to zing you back. So what's next? I'm going to figure it out. I don't know. I don't even really know where I'm sleeping at tonight. You feel me? So you got to understand that. Now, of course, I got a lot of people saying this and saying that, and that's love. And I appreciate that. But tomorrow is the next step to my life. And it's still back here. You feel me? So what's next? You're going to have to stay tuned to see. Moms4Housing ain't going nowhere, though. I can tell you that.
Thank y'all for supporting us throughout this movement, because again, it was never about taking over the house. The statement and the movement was way bigger than that, and that's the reason that we standing in front of Mom's house today, because it was never about being on the inside. You should have took us on the inside. It was a little bit more quieter. Now we outside, we can make more noise. As people walk by, we can hold banners and we can make sure this is really going to go nationwide. You just put more fuel on the fire. That was it. And to take us out with the excessive force they use, with robots coming in here, AR-15s, having them out when there would have been women and children inside, no threat to nothing. We did civil disobedience throughout the whole 50, how many days? We almost was here 60 days. 58 days at this location. Had it have been a silent movement and we'd have really did the Occupy, it'd have been no noise about this. So the real message came from us really making this big. And that was the message that we wanted everybody to see. And that's the reason why we back out here, and that's the reason why the Moms4Housing movement is gonna keep moving. It ain't stopping nothing. And that's the next thing that's gonna happen. So it's to be continued, like my sister said. Just gotta see. But we not moving. We shall not be moved. The movement shall move. And that's how it's gonna go from here on out. Because we are stronger as a force. And we see that. From today, from the wake up we got, we see that. And for all of those who don't stand by us, these representatives who we voted into office, I think the next action will be there. I think the next action will be at Libby's office or at Lynette's office. If the Governor Newsom is not a visit to Mom's house when he comes through here to do his tour, there is a problem with this city. When this has hit national news, it's a problem. And that's it, we about to have a barbecue. It's a block party.
Amen.
The food is here. Is it?
Has Libby reached out to you guys?
So it's one more thing that I think is important when we talk about next steps. I think there's one immediate next step. And the immediate next step is that we hold whoever authorized this level of force on an action that was repetitively stated as a non-violent civil disobedience act. It was stated multiple times that this would be non-violent, passive civil disobedience. And somebody authorized a level of force that used the same mechanized robotics that they would use when they were going in for so-called terrorist attacks, right? They said robots in. They did not know if there were children in this apartment. They came in with AR-15s. They were drug out. These women were assaulted, thrown to the ground. Carol was choked. They brought tanks in, AR-15s, SWAT, with clips, magazines across their chest for mothers and babies. There hasn't been one threat. They came in riot gear with one of the most disciplined crowds I've ever seen, and I've been doing this for 30 years. It ain't a march that happens in these streets that I don't have a hand in, whether you know it or not. And I done seen it. I've never seen a crowd like that one. they still put on riot gear. I was the loudest one there. Because they came in with tanks, tactical gear, AR-15s, and shot troops for mothers and babies. So, I think it's in our first part is to hold whoever made that decision accountable. So it's on all of us to find out who did that. If this is a fair and unbiased press, then you all should help us identify who made that decision after every press conference we had yesterday. Every single press conference we had yesterday. It was deliberately communicated. After the lies from the sheriff's department, they absolutely lied when they said they reached out to these mothers. They did not reach out one time. But they lied and said they reached out and got a direct statement from the mothers about the potential for violence. Didn't happen. But that's when you hire. That's what happens when you hire a multi-million-dollar PR hitman by the name of Sam Singer, who came in to spin the narrative to make a multi-million-dollar corporation appear as if it was the victim. This is a company who profited and bought these homes like these, during the foreclosure crisis. And when we talk about illegality, that was a result of subprime loans. We all understand the criminality of that, right? Yeah. So when you talk about crimes, let's start there, right? But once again, we all need to hold whoever made the decision to send tanks, battle-fatigued troops with AR-15s and magazines across their chest in to get mamas and babies. So y'all hear me on that?
Yes, sir.
So let's make that our first priority.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Woo.